the day. Ah, man. I wish I could do this a little bit longer. But yeah, I think I'm gonna take my legal profession a little bit more seriously now. It seems like I'm good at it effortlessly. So yeah, but I'm going to forever do this channel. I just need to find a way to actually prioritize things the right way. Anyway, enough about law. Muslim Salikhov versus Carlos Leal. Um, by the way, I'm not going anywhere, guys. Like, don't hear me speaking like that and think, oh, is he going any? No, I'm forever a fan of MMA, and because of that, I'll forever do this channel. Rina the Coin Tosser, pizza chess by KO. Yeah, sadly, I think Muslim Salikhov. I don't know when did he come into the UFC. Um, Shoshat McGee, based off last card, I'll take the 41-year-old. Wow, you know what? But come on, man. I mean, Carlos Leal had a really good showing against Rinat Fakhretdinov and won his subsequent match. So, I mean, I'd be shocked if somehow Muslim Salihov actually finds a way to win. Carlos Leal has a 4-inch reach advantage. Carlos Leal is okay. He's not that much of a finisher. I mean, at the very least, since he came into the UFC, he's a little bit more aggressive. Um, but I mean, what do you call him? Carlos Leo has a 57% finishing rate. But he's looking really improved since he's come into the UFC. He looks exceptional, right? Whereas, what do you call him? Muslim Salihov has a 76% finishing rate. Um, Remember, coin toss and Lil definitely on roid. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not endorsing that, but man, it looks kind of sus. I'm not saying you're right or wrong, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to say anything about that. So as far as finishing rate, or finishing ability, obviously Muslim Salihov has a 76% finishing rate, whereas Carlos Leo has a 57% finishing rate. So yeah, Carlos Leo has a massive, like his output is about not about is 3 times more than Muslim Salihov's. So if Muslim Salihov throws 3 punches, Carlos Leo is going to throw 9 or even 10. So his output is probably 3 times more than Muslim Salihov's. But Carlos Leo's defense is horrible. He absorbs a lot in throwing that much output. But I think he has a really good chin. Um, every time I try to break down this fight, I can't help but think about your comments, guys. You guys are putting bad thoughts in my mind. So yeah, I think Carlos Leo has a horrible striking defense. Pretty good output, but horrible defensively. As Muslim Salihov is pretty decent defensively. So I don't know on the feed. Unfortunately, Muslim Salihov is slower, and he's slower. Carlos Leo is faster, even with his horrible defense. I mean, Salihov has a finishing ability, right? Salihov has a finishing ability which is evident in his finishing rate. But I don't know if the 41-year-old beats this guy who looks a bit sus, chiseled, and went to a war and arguably won against Carlos. What do you call him? Rinat Fakhretdinov, right? And I've long felt like Rinat Fakhretdinov might be one of those, potential welterweights who might come in there and make a lot of noise, but it seems like that is not going to happen, especially. Or Carlos Leo is going to actually make a run for the belt. I mean, it's one of the two, right? But I genuinely feel like his striking defense is horrible, but it doesn't seem like it matters because it doesn't look like anything's going to knock him out. I think we all. Let me not go there. But as far as technical striking, Carlos Leal has a 4-inch reach advantage, which is significant, a massive, or rather an insane amount of output, which is also crazy. Doesn't seem like he gets tired. The only advantage I'd give to Muslim Salihov is his defense, and I mean, defense doesn't mean that much if you are a lot slower, you know. So I feel like Muslim Salihov, unfortunately, is going to be too slow. Um, Even with his good striking defense. I think that's why Muslim Salihov has had such a lengthy career and still being able to have some level of success even at his age is because he's very good defensively as far as striking, so he doesn't absorb that much damage. But yeah, in this particular fight, I don't know if that's going to be work is going to work out for him. Grappling wise, I think both of them are pretty decent, but I'd give the advantage to Muslim Salihov. However, Carlos Leal is very so good defensively that I don't think the fight will ever get to the ground. Um, so it'll probably stay on the feed. My subscribers and I are going with Carlos Leal. Obviously, he's younger. He seems like even if you hit him with a hammer on the head, he's not gonna get knocked out. I don't know why. He has a crazy output. I don't know why. I'm not. I don't agree with the comments, guys. I'm laughing for my own separate reasons, unrelated to this. It's unrelated to this. I'm not saying Carlos Leo is on anything. It's not me. It's these people in the comments. So, so I genuinely think Carlos Leo is going to win this fight. Muslim Salihov, maybe 5 years ago, probably would win this fight, but I don't know, man. I think it's going to be a lot slower than Carlos Leal. Carlos Leal throws an insane amount of strikes. He has a great chin, um, and this fight is definitely going to be on the feet. So, unfortunately, sadly for Salihov, I don't know if he's going to win this one. But in all honesty, Salihov is the better fighter here. I need to say that. Salihov is the better fighter, but I think Father Time combined with the fact that Carlos Leo is basically looking inhumane at some level, at some points in his performances. Like his output is crazy, especially for a welterweight. I don't mind that kind of output for a featherweight like Max Holloway. Yeah, I mean you can have that kind of output, but for a welterweight, kind of crazy. He's looking like Merab in there. And Merab is a bantamweight, so it makes sense for Merab, but for a welterweight. Yeah, he has crazy output. That's all I'm going to say. So yeah, my subscribers are going and I are going with Carlos Leo. Um, Shoshan McGee. Okay, some of those I read. Okay, J.K. Leo is good and is like a damn tank. I agree. Renee the coin tosser. Leo definitely on right. Those opinions are not mine or of the channel, guys. So do not involve me in that. The show should be here, but it's overseas, so they are not testing. So should be Lil comes forward and throws with zero fear. Yeah, he absorbs a lot, but I mean, I guess it works for him because I mean he has a chin, so it works. Do you know the coin toss are damn? I think Lil can be sloppy at times. Could Salihov be better on the feet? Potentially, but I feel like he's going to be too slow. And Leo actually, throws an insane amount of volume. And it doesn't seem like he gets tired. The coin tosser, Leo dogs people down, bro. Yeah, I agree. Shoshan McGee, Leo will gas him out. Yeah. The coin tosser, I think Leo finishes him in round one. I could see that. Shoshan McGee, Leo will lose round one and win round three, so it's up to round two. What do you mean? The other contestant. He has a lot of first round KOs. I also could see a first round finish, unfortunately for Muslim. Short McGee, nah, I think it goes all the way. Huh. I mean, Leal does have a 57% finishing rate, so it's not that high, to be honest. Short McGee, Muslim has good footwork, I agree. Near the coin tosser, Muslim can be chinny at times. If he gets caught, he'll get wobbled and TKO'd. I agree with that as well. Um, Leo won't let him off the hook. Yeah, that's true. Shot McGee, I agree, but I don't think he will catch him till late. Interesting, because I agree with both your submissions because on one hand I feel like Muslim might be a little bit slower because of age, but he is better defensively, right? Even okay, offensively, Leo might have the reach, output, and everything. But I agree. I feel like both of you are making really solid points. It's hard to argue with either of the points that you're making. Shoshot McGee, Muslim moves good at first round. Yeah, especially obviously because at his age, he only starts to decline in later rounds, obviously. But initially in the first round, he performs really well. So I hear you. On this particular one. Like I said, I feel like Muslim is the better fighter here. All round, he's the better fighter. He's better defensively. He's more technical. He has good defensive wrestling, decent offensive wrestling. Like he is the better fighter. Unfortunately, he's a little bit older, a little bit slower, fighting someone who can take a shot. So I mean, I'm a little bit worried for him. Not a little bit. I'm a lot worried for him. I'm going with Carlos. Subscribers are also going with Carlos Leo. Um, let me see. Shoshat McGee. Leal was having a hard time finding Alex. Hmm. That's a good point, man. That's a really good point. He has to throw so much because he can't find people at first. Yeah, that's a solid point. Okay, you guys are making it hard now to actually be confident about this particular pick. But I'm still picking Carlos Leo. But Shoshot McGee, like you also make that's the thing about this particular fight. And your arguments basically, I think both have a point, right? But to some extent I feel like even though I know what Shoshot McGee is actually saying is true, I feel like Muslim Salikhov is going to be a lot slower and a lot chinier, because of age. So I don't know, man. Yeah, but ultimately, it's hard to argue with either Shoshot McGee or near the coin toss. You both make really good points. Especially the point that Shoshot McGee, he has to throw so much because he can't find people at first. Yeah. Leo round 3 TKO. A part of me is still feeling like, despite everything, round one or maybe round two is possible. You know. Okay, I genuinely thought this fight would be a lot easier to pick, but you know what? This is kind of those fights where the unk might come in, and I'm almost at that unk age. I'm almost out of my prime as an MMA athlete, even though I've never fought in MMA. But yeah, I'm 2 years away from reaching 35, and it depresses me. Aging is horrible. But yeah. I feel like this is the situation where Unk might have a shot, you know? The Unk might have a shot. But I'm still picking Carlos Leon. But once again, I will emphasize, I feel like here, Muslim Salihov is the better fighter. I just feel like it's going to be too slow for Carlos Leo. And I don't think he's going to be able to absorb what Leo is throwing. He is better defensively. I just feel like it's going to be too slow, man. Shawshot McGee, but I also picked Tim Nixick last week. Yeah, Kevin Holland was an honorary member of the Team Nick Six team. What do they call themselves? Extreme Couture. Kevin Holland was an honorary member of Extreme Couture. 2025 is the year of the Unk. It looks like it, man. Three in a row. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Like, Johnson wins, and you're like, nah, man, it can't happen again. And then Rodriguez wins, and you're like, what? Okay, not Rodriguez. And then what do you call him? Pitbull wins, and you're like, what? Okay. Kevin Holland got a submission. He has to win. And then Rodriguez wins, and you're like, oh my god. Like, I was surprised. Like, I was shocked. I'm even surprised that I was able to get like 9 fights correct. That's how crazy that card was. Like, I feel very fortunate that I was able to even get 9 correct. You know, that card was so full of upsets. It's crazy. Um, Shoshat McGee, Kevin fought like he didn't have a. He came in to settle a score. Oh, Kevin. Yes. um, Bar fight, look, guys, I have to go. I have the flu. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for another 3 breakdowns. I enjoyed the breaking down fights today so much. Um, I love this style of breaking down fights, man. I I get so much insights from you guys as well. And it makes me better at breaking down fights as well, you know. Kevin, 2026 PFL champ. Dana White loves him too much, man. He's not going anywhere. Kevin Holland could go on a 5 fight losing streak, and Dana White will find a way to justify putting him on the main card of a pay per view. Um, guys, I have to bounce. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Love and appreciate all of you. Till tomorrow. Deuces.